our DAR principal and Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board member Stacy Anderton.
I want to thank the directors of the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame for the honor of being inducted, and it is quite an honor. I want to thank my mom and dad, Raymond and Tynes Teal, who've always supported me and my brothers in all of our school endeavors. I want to thank both of my brothers who are here tonight, who not only have been my brothers, but they've also been my best friends throughout life and life mentors to me, and I thank both of them. I especially want to thank my wife, Bonnie. She was a great coach's wife, she was a great principal's wife, and now she's a great pastor's wife. I think Bonnie's probably been to more high school proms and basketball games than any woman alive. She's on her way to becoming the lady that holds the record being in the most church services in the history of the world, too. I want to thank my children, my grandchildren, because they taught me about unconditional love. It's a word that I knew by definition, but I didn't know it in action till I had children and grandchildren. So I thank them, and I'm glad that all of them are here tonight. I want to thank the players who played for me, players like Terry Field, who's here, and Gerald Morrison and Randy Barnes, who are in this Hall of Fame. Players like that are the reason coaches like me can one day have this kind of honor. They were great players, but I had a lot of other great players who played for me. I want to thank the coaches who worked alongside of me. Basketball, baseball are both team sports, but so is coaching. And I had some great folks on my coaching team. John Myers was always my right hand at DAR. Bobby Talley, Eddie Johnson, Stan Davis. John Boyd helped me with that baseball team, and I'm so thankful for John's assistance with that. But I also want to thank two men that are not here tonight because they've already gone to heaven, but Billy Joe Cooper and Billy Tucker, along with James Field, who is here, coached that bunch of high school kids when they were in the 7th and 8th grade. And when those guys, when I got them to high school, they were ready to play. So James and Billy Joe and Billy Tucker, thank you for what y'all did with those guys. I want to thank Coach Percy Lee. Mr. Lee had enough confidence in me, and I want to tell you a little bit about how I got the job at DAR to start with. When Mr. Lee got to DAR in 1970, I was an experienced coach. I had 2 years. 1 year in junior high, 1 in JV, and I just thought I'm the automatic. I'm going to be the guy he hires to be the high school basketball coach. Mr. Lee, once he got settled in the community, got into the school, I went up to see him, expecting he's just going to hire me like that. And Mr. Lee burst my bubble very quickly. It took him about less than 10 seconds to say, you're not going to get this job. Probably the greatest favor he ever did for me. But then less than a year later, Mr. Lee also paid me the greatest compliment. Now, Mr. Lee, when he came that year, had a son in the 10th grade, Andy, who's here. And Andy played with me on the JV team. I did get to coach the JV team another year, and Andy played with me. And we really didn't have a great season. That was a season that we just didn't. It was my worst. It was my worst record, but indeed I think it was my best coaching year. To be honest about it, Andy. But anyway, at the end of that year, Mr. Lee came down to my classroom. I was teaching mathematics. He knocked on the door and wanted me to come outside in the hallway, and I went out there, and he said, "You still want to be the head basketball coach at DAR?" And I said, "Well, yes, sir, but we have a coach." And he said, "We do today, but we won't have tomorrow." And I'll go back. When Mr. Lee first told me I wasn't going to get the job, I said, I really wanted to debate that, I thought he's passing over the best candidate. And Mr. Lee said, I've already told you once, but I'll tell you again, you're not getting this dang job. I cleaned that up for you, Andy. But he made me understand full well that I wasn't going to be the head coach of DAR, but 10 months later, he's knocking on my classroom door and saying, "Do you still want to be the head coach?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I sure do." And this is what he said. It was the greatest compliment that I've ever had as a coach. He said, "Well, you're the man I want my son to play for." And I've never had a greater compliment than Andy. I want to thank Coach Thomas Raines, who's also been a mentor to me in coaching, and Coach Bobby McCracken. I worked with Bobby there at DAR for 2 years. I learned a lot of basketball from Bobby McCracken, who was a great coach. I want to thank the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Grant community for supporting me as I worked among them as a teacher, coach, and principal to make DAR School a great place to raise my kids and to nurture a family. I became the principal in 1976 and served as athletic director, and that might be when I did my best work, I don't know, because I began to hire coaches. I elevated Don Ryan. I hired coaches who did things I couldn't do. I elevated Don Ryan, and he won a county championship. I elevated John Myers, and he took the Patriots to a state tournament. I hired Bobby Buford and Kurt Jonas, and both of them took Patriot teams to the state tournament. Coach Jonas won a junior high state tournament. I hired Edward Geddes, who put the girls' basketball program on the map and won a state championship in 1989. And I hired Jimmy Ray Jones. He came in as probably the winningest basketball coach in DAR history, and is still winning games at Asbury now. So I hired all those guys. And listen, I don't take any credit for anything they did. But if I hadn't hired them, they wouldn't have done it. And last of all, I want to thank First Baptist Church of Grant, Pastors Eldridge Christo and Keith Dodd and Anthony Barnes and Aaron Johnson, and the membership of that church for being a nurturing place for my family and for challenging me to become a more spiritual man. And so since 1999, I've been in full-time ministry, serving as Minister of Education and Administration at First Baptist Church in Athens, and then now serving as pastor at West Highland Baptist Church. And I want to thank last of all my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's blessed me beyond all measure, and many of my friends from Athens and Madison here tonight. And I thank y'all for coming to be a part of this, and thank this Hall of Fame once again.